All right, now let's look at this particular get products here. And what we are going to do is like we are going to extend this particular functionality with another request params, and that is going to have the capabilities for sorting and ordering, like in which way it needs to be, which direction it needs to be, whether ascending or descending. And we are obviously going to sort by name. You can choose to change that thing itself while doing that later, but let's go ahead and implement that right away. So here what you're going to see is like this is our, first of all, I'll just take this down just for more visibility. And here what I'm just going to have this another request param, and let's give that name as in sort, right? And default value we can choose to give something, right? So here we are going to sort this based on the name, so that's what my default value is. And of course the parameter which I'm going to pass is that sort itself, right? And once that thing in place, right, so again which we are going to have is the request param for that. The other factor which is here is like for that order, like which order you like to do that. And default value, of course I will keep this as ascending, and you can you guys can change this particular thing if you would like to have some other order in place, right? So, and of course that request param is going to be an order itself, right? So this is what we are going to utilize it. So the fact here in underneath here, right, so we are going to see here like if no such keyword provided, retrieve based on sorting option. So that's what we are going to do that. So if no search criteria, then retrieve, and no such criteria, then retrieve based on sorting options. So that's the thing which we are going to implement here, right? So how it is going to be, so we are going to have something like sort direction, right? So for that what we are going to have is like utilize this sort dot direction, and direction, and herein we are going to, let's have something like direction itself. And if it is given to ascending, then we are just going to ignore the case just for the safety thing, to make this, I mean incoming whatsoever, we are actually going to convert this, and then look for that ascending itself, and sort direction. And here we are going to say that in that case you apply this ascending, right, and that is ASC. Otherwise you apply the thing for sort direction descending, right? So this is what it is, right? So once this is done, right, so what we need to do here is then we need to put the sorting thing in here, right? Now we have the thing like direction in place, so then we can apply then something on sorting, which is like this, and sort, then we need to say dot by, and here we need to apply that that order. That's what we need to give here, right? So, and that's what we are actually giving, and this is what the sort which you are going to capture from the request parent, and that is what we are actually passing in, right? Now in here, right, so if you look at this product service get products, right, so this is where we need to use that page request, and page request of it is going to take the pageable parameter, so get page number, page size, and the sorting will then come into picture, right? So this is how this is going to come into play, right? So instead of pageable right here, so we are going to page request, and if you see that page request, and this is where we are just going to apply this, and you see that what it takes, a page number, page size, and the sort order. So this is what we are going to apply into that, and based on these params, like it can then handle our case. So this is what we wanted to utilize here, right? So first of all it will come as pageable, and you see that pageable dot get page number. Once we have that, then we have this pageable, not like this. I made a mistake. Actually, I should have been taking this pageable, get page number, and once we have this, then pageable, then we need to provide the page size and then the sorting which we are having here. So with that thing in place, right? So now what we have done is we have handled the pieces for the direction of sorting and that order as well, right? So now let's go ahead and test this thing, and for that we are, of course, we'll need to come here and we'll need to play. So let's wait for a second, and it has started and it's running fine. And if you see this, and if you go to that particular browser, and in here what I'm just going to apply this, let's say sort itself, sort based on name, and let's say order being the ascending. And in ascending case, you see this id is getting started with 25 because Adidas, and 24 likewise. This is, everything is in sorted order which is coming, and it's in ascending format. And if I just do descending, and you see this, it has started with your next and other things which is working fine. Likewise, if you, let's just quickly see the other pieces which it's working on now. So in normal product is coming into likewise this, and this is coming right now, this is coming in ascending order, right? And that's why id is coming like 25, 24 likewise, right? So by default it is, it's going to be in ascending order itself, right? So let's say you like to apply the page size, right? And in that case also this is going to, of course, work that ways, but only thing is now the id is going to, you are seeing that 25, 24, and the reason being is by default it's coming in ascending order, otherwise the functionality is working fine. So you can also search for that keyword kind of thing, and since if it's a keyword thing, right, so you see that now this is where it is going to be like this way, right? So how this is working, right? So there are two ifs and buts which you can see in the code, which it is doing here into the controller label. First of all, get products is going to accept these many params, like which you can see, like the pageable, apart from that keyword, sort and order, right? And the things is like, if there is a keyword, then it is going to be handled by this if case, where it is going to be an it's going to return you the pageable page of product response on that particular keyword itself. Otherwise, if there is no such criteria, by default it is going to search on that, the name itself, and the order of by default is the ascending itself. You see the default value which is getting set over here, and that's why even eventually if you don't provide these two params, this is going to be into the ascending order itself, and that's what is happening at the moment. Having said that, we are done with this. So in the next segment we are going to extend this particular functionality, and we are going to introduce with the new objective of building the client application. So let's get started with that.